Kindly like, share, and subscribe. Dear Jane is a scary story about a stalker who becomes obsessed with a young woman. It is based on a creepypasta story called Dear Abby by Cayman. Dear Jane, we've never really met before, but I feel like I should tell you something about myself. You probably wouldn't recognize me if you saw me. I'm not very memorable. When I first saw you, I couldn't believe something so beautiful could exist in this world. I don't know exactly what it was about you that caught my eye, but as soon as I saw your face, I got an odd feeling in my chest. It was a strange mixture of excitement and terror. I guess you would call it love. As you brushed past me in the street that day, I stared at you and memorized everything about your appearance. Your skin was perfect. You were absolutely beautiful. I had to follow you. Even your name was beautiful. Jane, I overheard someone call you as you walked into your office building. It seemed to fit you so perfectly. It's the kind of name that rolls off the tip of my tongue as I repeat it over and over to myself. You probably don't even remember me, but I wanted to tell you that I love you, Jane. I don't know what exactly it was I experienced that day. It felt as if there was something between us. Some connection. Something electric. I can't stop thinking about it. If you feel the same way, please write back and let me know. Dear Jane, it's been a week since I wrote to you and I still haven't gotten a response. You should check your mailbox more often. How have you been? My life is the same as it has always been. I get up, I go to work, I come home, I go to sleep and I dream of you. I waited outside your office today and I followed you home. I hope you don't mind, but it was the only way I could find out where you live. You glanced back over your shoulder as you opened your front door and our eyes met, if only for a second or two. In that short space of time, I felt so close to you. It was as if I had known you for years. I was too shy to approach you, so I pretended I was just another passerby, walking down your street. Later on, I came back and took a picture of you through the window. I couldn't help myself. The camera doesn't do you justice, but it's the best I can do for now. As I gaze at your image, I realize how truly perfect you are. Every feature of your body, your hair, your face, your legs is just exquisite. Jane, I love you. I love everything about you. I think about you constantly. Do you feel the same way about me, Jane? I just want us to be together forever. Please write back soon. Dear Jane, still no reply. Why don't you want to talk to me? Don't you understand that you and I are meant for each other? Perhaps you didn't receive my last 2 letters. Maybe you're just teasing me and playing with my emotions. For the past 5 days, you've been leaving your curtains open so I can watch you at night. I have spent hours in your garden, just gazing at your beautiful face, hoping that you don't go to bed. It is so discouraging to see you switch off the lights and go upstairs. I have to slink home and wallow in my misery and loneliness. Watching you on the videos I made doesn't compare to seeing you in real life. It's surprising how much information you can find about somebody nowadays with just a first name and an address. Searching online, I discovered you are 20 years old and you are single. Now I know where you went to school, where your parents live and what you do for a living. But it still isn't enough. Jane, I want to be with you forever. I want to be next to you when you wake up in the morning. I cannot wait until the next time I see you. Dear Jane, I have some really exciting news to share with you. I'm moving in with you. Aren't you excited, Jane? We will be able to spend hours and hours together. It's going to be just perfect. Let me explain. While you were at work, I dropped by your house. Opening the sliding door at the back was actually easier than I had expected. It was so great to finally see everything from the inside. As I sat in your bedroom, smelling your clothes, your sweet scent overwhelmed me. Looking through your drawers made me feel so much closer to you. Now I know all your intimate secrets. After a while, I noticed that there is a vent in the corner of your room. When I unscrewed the grill, I saw that the ventilation shaft was quite large. It was very cramped and hard to move around in, but I managed all right. This way, nobody will know I'm here and we get to spend all the time in the world together. It's perfect, isn't it? I made sure to bring my camera with me, of course. I've taught myself to be extremely patient. I can sit completely motionless for hours at a time, not moving a muscle. Then you finally came home. I smiled the second I heard the door open and peered out through the grill. There you were, my love. Of course you took no notice of me. I tried to contain my excitement. It's funny how people always seem to sense when they are being watched. It can send some people into a panic. I could see you were having trouble falling asleep and you tossed and turned all night. At one point, you looked directly at the vent and for one terrifying moment, I thought you might have seen me. When you finally drifted off into a peaceful slumber, I breathed a sigh of relief. Most people wouldn't understand the relationship we have. You love me and I love you in return. I'm looking forward to spending every day with you now, Jane. Please write back if you can. Dear Jane, I saw you wake up in the morning. I didn't sleep a wink the night before. You were just too enthralling. I spent the whole night watching you. I couldn't help it. Whenever I tried to tear my eyes off you, they seemed to be drawn back. You look even more amazing when you're asleep. You'd be surprised how much you can learn about a person by watching them sleep. I was tempted to get out of the vent to get a better view, but I resisted the urge. You seem to spend a lot of time in your bathroom in the morning, putting on makeup. Why would you cover up your natural beauty like that? Don't you want the whole world to see what I see in you? When you left for work, I unscrewed the grill and came out of the vent. The first thing I did was to throw away your makeup. That stuff disgusts me. This way, everyone will see you as you truly are. After collecting some hairs from your hairbrush and some nail clippings from the trash, I took a look through your closet. You can only truly know a person by going through their stuff. I found a photo album that contained pictures of you with other men. It disgusted me just to look at them. Of course, I had to rip up each picture and dispose of it. I'm the only one that can have you, Jane. No one else. That evening, I slid under your bed and waited for you to come home from work. When you finally arrived, you looked quite pale and I noticed you go over and check the vent. It seems that I will have to be more careful in the future. I lay there under your bed, silently waiting until you went to sleep. I wanted to get a closer look at you during the night. I had to wait for hours to make sure you were really asleep, then I slowly slid out from under the bed. You looked absolutely stunning. Every curve of your body was perfect. I was in awe just looking at you. Your skin felt as soft as silk. I had to control myself. It looked as if you were about to wake up, so I quickly slid back under the bed, trying to be as quiet as possible. You got out of bed and looked around. I could sense your fear. Don't worry, Jane. I'll protect you. No one will ever touch you but me. I would kill for you, Jane. I would die for you too. I'm going to leave this letter on your desk tomorrow. That way, I can be sure you get it. Dear Jane, today, while you were at work, I spent some time working on a little surprise for you. I left it under your pillow. I put a lot of work into it, and I just know you are going to love it. When you got home and found my letter on your desk, I smiled as I watched you open it, waiting to see your reaction. It was really quite interesting. You appeared to be shocked and horrified. Your hand even started to shake and it seemed as if you were crying. Why would you be crying? Don't you love me, Jane? I saw you frantically running around the house, looking under the bed and checking the vent. I'm smarter than that, Jane. I knew you'd look in those places, so I found an even better hiding place. Nobody will ever find me here. I can watch you forever and ever and there's nothing you or anyone else can do about it. When you went to bed, you finally found your surprise. I saw you lifting your pillow and discovering the present I made for you underneath. It was a scrapbook filled with pictures I took of you. I watched you flipping rapidly through the pages. Do you like it, Jane? You seem to be shocked. Most people never see what they look like when they're asleep. Don't you get it, Jane? You belong to me. No one else can have you. We are meant for each other. We are destined to be together forever. I watched you cry yourself to sleep. Good night, Jane, my love and pleasant dreams. Dear Jane, why did you have to do it? Why did you have to go and ruin everything? When I woke up this morning and saw you packing your bags, I realized what was going on. You were leaving me. How could you do this to me, Jane? How could you break up our happy home? You were the only thing I wanted in life. I had nothing else to live for, but when I first met you I saw a shimmer of hope. You gave me a reason to wake up in the morning. And now you've gone and thrown it all away. How could you do this to me, Jane? However, you underestimated my love for you. I wasn't about to let you get away from me that easily, Jane. As I crept up behind you with the chloroform, you had no idea what was coming. I held the handkerchief over your mouth until you stopped struggling and slipped into unconsciousness. Then I gently placed you on the floor and wrapped you up in a carpet. After that, I carried you out to your car and put you in the trunk. People don't understand our relationship. If someone had seen us, it could have ruined everything. Together, we drove out to the woods. I abandoned your car by the side of the road and dragged you through the trees until we reached my bunker. That's where you are now. It's where I lived before I moved in with you. I built this bunker myself. It's completely underground and the entrance is hidden by thick undergrowth, so nobody should ever find it. I carried you down into the bunker and locked the doors behind us. After setting you down on the mattress, I lay down beside you and embraced you for the first time. It felt like a dream come true. Then I swallowed a poison pill. By the time you wake up and read this letter, I'll be dead. You can scream all you want, but nobody will hear you. The bunker is completely soundproof. There's nobody around for miles, so you're not in any danger of being rescued. There are 3 doors between this room and the surface, and each one is secured with a combination lock. Unless you know the correct combinations, there's no way to get out. It should take about a week or 10 days for you to die of dehydration and starvation. Then we can be together forever.